No, she's going.
Our pro temp chair just left.
All right.
Exit the building.
Chair called meeting to order. Can we have a roll call? Oh,
You have to nominate a pro tem chair.
we have to what?
Nominate a pro temp chair.
Oh,
It was Sharon Frank.
I nominate Sharon Frank as pro tem chair.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. She will be back momentarily. She forgot her folder of information, so now we can do the roll call.
Can I have a roll call?
Oh.
Sharon Boyer.
Janet Wilson.
Judith Jensen Ringel.
Elaine Lemoyne.
Lynn Wheatley Beaupre.
Selene Hassel.
And we have guests, Sharon Rice, director, and our scribe, Nicole Botello. We have Elena Beaupre,
Right.
and Bonnie McGinnis.
Welcome on board, ladies,
Thank you.
for joining us.
We can have a moment of silence for the sick and departed, please. Okay. And while we wait for Sharon to come back, if we could just read the minutes from the last meeting, so we can approve of those.
There is a transcriber edit error on the date. The date should reflect January. Oh, no.
24.
Yes, January 24.
Which date?
On the top,
The meeting?
The year.
date of meeting, the year is incorrect.
Oh, the year. Oh, yeah. Well, you were struggling to change over, huh? Okay, that's pretty minor, so we'll just do that. Thank you. We are reviewing the minutes.
Huh?
We are reviewing the minutes. We've been voted in.
I have. This is the last time.
That's got to go closer, Sharon.
When I stop puffing and panting.
I make a motion to accept the meetings as,
I second it.
with the corrections of the year.
I didn't hear you.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as written with the correction of the year
Yes.
at the top.
Okay. I second it. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Director's report.
So I'm not gonna, I guess I have to spoil Nicole's thunder, so I have a letter to share with all of you that I will read, if that's all right, or would you like to read it? Okay, so I received this on Monday. Good afternoon, community partners, colleagues, and friends. I hope you are all staying well this season. As many of you know, the All-American Assisted Living Wareham community has been very near and dear to my heart for many years. It is not easy telling you this, but effective on or around March 1st, 2024, I will no longer be the Executive Director of All-American Assisted Living in Wareham. I have accepted a promotion with the senior leadership team of Kaplan Development Group, which is the corporate office for All-American, as the Area Director of Massachusetts. In my new role, I will oversee Massachusetts All-American properties in our portfolio. So it goes on, and anyone who would like to read the whole thing in its entirety may. I will tell you, I was very happy for Nicole and very sad for us until she informed me that she put in her contract with her new job that she must be available the first Thursday of every month.
Yay. Thank you, sweetie.
I want to say with sincere gratitude, thank you.
That is awesome.
And
Thank you very
deep
much.
appreciation for all she does for us. And
Yes.
we're not letting her off the hook.
I'll always be here to support you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Best-
That's a
best
big
of luck.
step up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it did take her a couple of days to tell me that, so it was like,
Oh, that's nice.
so we're very, very happy that she will stay with us. Great advocate. The only other big news that I have is that we have finally hired an outreach coordinator. Her name is Isis Davis, and she accepted last week. She has to go through the formalities of the town, which is a physical and a drug test, and obviously give notice. So she, I don't have a start date yet, but we're very happy that Isis is coming. She's young and bright and eager, and I'm sure will be great in the job.
What's her background?
Her background is she's a recent graduate. She's a very recent college graduate, and she from LaSalle, and she has a degree in sociology. And they have a very unique situation where they have a senior living facility on the LaSalle campus.
Okay.
So she has done internships there.
Oh, terrific.
And so she really enjoyed that work. Right now, she's working at a Dunkin' Donuts here in Wareham on Cranberry Highway somewhere. So she's been trying to get into the social work field. That's where she wants to be. So very excited about that.
Yeah, good.
Good.
And that's really it. We have our Valentine's luncheon coming up on the 12th. Doing the Elks on the 6th of March. Doing St. Patrick's Day at the Elks on the 6th of March. Tickets are going really fast. We did sell out of Valentine's Day. Do you know how many tickets we have, Celine? How many we sold? I don't know. We're certainly,
I think we're up to 83 we sold.
really? I thought it was more than that.
said
I was gonna
80
say over
yesterday.
100, but
Oh, for what, the
St.
Valentine's?
Patrick's- No, St. Patrick's is sold out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the St. Patrick's,
No, St. Valentine's is sold out.
St. Valentine's is sold out, right? So,
St. Patrick's
Patrick
has
has
got some
80
space.
some, yeah.
yes, but little. So, although they have a larger capacity than we do. So, and that's about it.
I have, if I could speak up, I have a quick drawing I did for,
Okay, so we move on to,
Board member?
that's on the agenda farther down.
oh, okay, sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah, under old business. Board member update. Sharon, anything?
No, I'm all set, thank you.
I don't have anything.
We're all set for, we're all set for 4 weeks of bingo.
Correct.
We still have this, when it's a 5th week, we still have some problems about who covers what, but we managed to cover yesterday, and there was no problem. We're up to 41 people yesterday, and because we can't keep any of the money, we're probably one of the highest-paying bingos in the area. You know, we don't pay $15 a game, 25 a game, so whatever comes in. And yesterday, it was $30 a game. And the coverall, the final game was $72.
Wow.
So for a $5 investment, those ladies are just
Tickled.
absolutely thrilled with the whole thing.
Nice.
as an aside, one of the bingo ladies said to me, "I saw you on television." And I said, "How? You know, why?" She watches these meetings, and she's encouraging everyone she knows to watch these meetings. And I thought it was
no.
kind of interesting that somebody actually cared enough to, come in or to tune in and watch the meeting.
She's not the only one, because I do get feedback from lots of folks that well, I shouldn't say lots, but several folks have said that they watch these religiously. And actually, it airs live, so,
Right.
yeah,
Hello,
Carol
everybody.
Couture, hello. I know she's at home
Hello,
watching.
everybody.
so.
Right, okay.
Janet,
Do you have anything?
No,
Any
no.
update? Okay. Carolyn is out, but is still working on the Friends.
What?
The Friends.
The,
Oh, the Friends?
Yeah, the Friends of the
Wareham Council on Aging.
Yeah.
So the council, yeah, the Wareham Council on Aging is in its infancy, and she's working it to get us past the state and all the requirements and whatever. The advocates will be closing down as of the end of our fiscal year, which is June, but the membership will be transferred immediately as soon as I get the email out to what few members we have. We'll be transferring over to the COA. If they choose not to stay with it, then they'll let us know and we'll adjust it accordingly. Because they've paid their money for the year. So their money will carry them until the end of June. And then if they choose to renew with the new COA, Friends of the COA, it's up to them. But we figured that was the best way to handle the fact that it's in between.
What is the cost to be a member?
$10 a year.
18 for a couple. Like 18 for a couple.
Oh, okay, okay. That's good to know, yeah, yeah. And that's pretty standard. The library's pretty much the same depending upon your age and the level you join, but the $10 is pretty standard. According to her, she's currently working on a membership drive. She will be adding flyers to the Beacon in March. They will be available at the Valentine Luncheon with forms to fill out and memberships to take care of. And we have a date, July 27th, Saturday, for a Christmas in July craft show.
What was the date again?
July 27th.
Wow.
It was not easy to find a Saturday date because she discovered that if there is a ball game, then the parking lot just gets filled up. And people coming from the craft show are going to be driving around looking for a place to put the car, which is pretty discouraging for anybody who wants to come in and spend any money. So this evidently was the date that they settled on. So just mark it on your calendar. If you know anyone who would like to come as a vendor, have them get a hold of Carolyn.
Yeah.
And they're keeping the cost of vendors low because it is the first one and we haven't had one before. But just, keep it in the back of your mind and we'll work toward it. It's going to be a lot of work and Carolyn's going to be spending a lot of time. So if she asks you for some help, let's step up and do what we can for her.
What are the hours gonna be?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't have any of the details.
Okay.
All I know is that it's that Saturday. Generally, they run, either 9 or 10 start and then run to 1,
2 or 3?
2,
3?
Yeah.
depending on, if it's small, generally you close it down sooner. If it gets to be humongous, then you just keep it going till like
Okay.
3 or so. Yeah.
So I don't know whether she's cleared this with the town administrator's office. So I have to check on that before we start to advertise in any way, because but the COA, we are the primary residents here, but the building is actually not ours.
Right.
So that has to be cleared, just to make sure it's not promised to someone else.
Yeah,
or whatever.
She's been pretty good about all of those steps up to this point.
Yeah, I
So I
just
want to
don't
say
know.
maybe it has been, but I can't swear.
Double
I hope
check
so.
it.
That would make
Double
life
check it.
easy. The other thing is that the maintenance folks are only here, I believe, until 4 o'clock on a Saturday, so we would need to stop early enough that they could take the trash out before the end of their normal shift.
Right.
The tables, right, to move.
I'm sorry?
If we're putting tables out there, they would be,
I'm assuming that we're doing this indoors.
I,
I
not my
don't know.
thing, I have no idea.
I
would
can't
make
imagine
more
taking
sense.
tables outside would be insane, and then you'd take up some of your parking, and then you'd be
Right.
subject
okay.
to the
Now,
weather.
if vendors bring their own equipment and want to set up, that's another story. I don't think we would be setting up outside.
I think she's intending to use the gym, but
Yeah.
I never specifically asked her that.
Yeah. I think it depends on how many people
right.
sign up as
Might have to
vendors,
go outside,
you know.
because we'll have so many vendors. I'm thinking big.
Yes.
Madam Chairman, in regards to the membership forms for the Friends, we have some in the office.
Yeah, we have some in the office. I'm carrying some around. We're going to have some downstairs on the table, so we'll get them out. And I think in March, is it going to have the membership form right in the Beacon?
So we've gone back and forth with this, and the newsletter, we will need all hands on deck, because we're going to do the one-page insert. We don't have, if you ever look at our newsletter, it is so jam-packed. I can't give her even half a page without taking out something that's important. So we're going to do the one-page insert. So that means that our volunteers who normally do the Beacon will have to put that page in. Then the postage will be more, so there's the regular stamp, and then there's the additional ounce stamp that the advocates had purchased way back. They've been sitting in my drawer for months and months, so we already have them, they're paid for, and the plan is, so an extra stamp and the insert part. So it's obviously going to be a little slower than usual.
Yeah. Okay, we'll dragoon some more people.
Yeah.
And what's our official number for mailing out on the beacons?
What do we have
Does
to-
it vary, or?
We're up to about 322, something
Something
the
like that,
last
yeah,
time.
roughly, people
Yeah.
call every day,
Yeah,
but it's low 300s.
yeah.
And then it will also go into the bulk copies, but obviously we don't have to worry about
Right.
postage for that.
Okay. Judy, any board member update?
No, not right now, no.
Okay. Elaine?
I sketched a little sketch, excuse my drawing, of maybe our flag for the Counseling on Aging,
When you say flag, you're talking about
the banner.
the banner,
Right.
okay.
And then if we want to have a larger banner. So I have to stop by today and talk to the gentleman and see what he thinks, because I have to write everything out. And what it is, it's 2 lighthouses with the fence on either side and a rock that says, "Welcome 60+ for COA." And then it has Welcome Counseling on Aging. I have the ship from 1814. And then I have the canoe with an Indian from 1739. I have a sign entering Wareham. And then each picket has a word in it. So I'm going to pass it around and see what everybody thinks. If not, we'll do another one.
Thank you, Elaine, for putting the work in for this. A logo's hard work.
A lot of hard work.
I had 5 people say, "That's awesome. To draw me a picture?" I said, "Nope."
Okay, while you all are looking at that, what we should have done way in the beginning was welcome our new member, Celine Hassel. We thank her for her
Yay, Celine.
contribution.
Thank you.
We hope that, that we justify your faith in us.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, this logo.
Now, is this flag different than the logo?
No, it'll be the
Banner.
headliner, the banner on the stationery.
Okay.
So that it goes in the
Everything we have has
left
that on.
upper right-hand corner of the beacon.
Yes, so where it gets tricky is that the logo is gonna go on everything. It will go on the return address on our letterhead, our envelopes, so it'll be roughly this big.
Right.
And then on things like the banner, it will be quite large. So, well, probably not that large, but, you know. So we need something that is visible, readable, understandable, and makes sense when it's like this or when it's like this. And that's hard. That's hard. And I really like that. I just think if you shrink that down,
Well, that's
what
just,
makes that stand out is
Yeah.
going to be lost because,
well, that's what Sharon, Frank, and I had talked about, like the picket fence. You get the words in there. When they shrink it down, it's just gonna be lines. So you can't make out the words. But when we have the banner, you'll be able to see the each. Those are only words I chose. If anybody else has better ideas for words, you know, I think that just covers for everyone is welcome.
Elaine, it looks like teepees.
Lighthouses.
Lighthouse.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm
Usually
sitting on
light-
the side of you and can't
Okay.
hear you. So could you say that again? It looks like what?
It looks like teepees. Usually lighthouses are round. Are you going to leave
Well, I have to sit and talk with the people who do the template.
Okay.
But that was just I was trying to do quickly, and I did 4 or 5 of them, and I kept on ripping them up, and finally I said, oh, they're gonna have to take it the way it is. I know they're round, but
Okay.
to get that effect,
They'll tweak it for sure when they're,
yeah.
when their artists
Yeah.
get to do it.
Before you go and do anything that would commit us to spending any money,
No, I'm gonna get an agreement price, and he already knows this, because when I talked to him at the end of last year, I was supposed to be last week to meet him, but health issue came up, wonderful COVID. Yeah, so,
I have some that I have been playing around with in our design software that we use for our flyers and things like that. And I've been straight out. It's the amount of outreach work I'm doing. I'm doing nothing else but outreach work right now. And I can't spend any time on anything else. So before we go over, you know, we should have things to choose from. So I just don't want to get too far down the path where then we're committed to some money before we have other options.
yeah, here was another couple of quick sketches if you wanna see them.
That looks more like a lighthouse. She's got a lighthouse
There's one on the
that
back, too.
Everyone's a critic, Elaine.
What do you want for 2 o'clock in the morning drawing?
I like that one.
So when they end up back with you, I can't promise I'll be able to spend any time because I have
That's all
to
right.
start training ISIS for the next meeting. I mean, between now and the next meeting, but maybe we can hang on to these and have a couple of different options and then,
There's another one on the other
Well, yeah,
side, too.
we'll have prototypes to
Oh, yeah.
approve before we commit to anything. Yeah,
And you have to see them
hopefully we'll
today.
have a couple of versions.
No, I don't have to see them
Oh, I
tonight.
thought you said something
Versions,
about.
And then we'll just pick the one we like the best.
I was
The one
asking
that-
her if
the
she
one that
had to see
reduces
them
the-
today.
Right.
No, I don't.
That's the problem, is getting it reduced. Okay, Elaine, we'll keep working on this.
That's fine. A picture?
Is it okay?
Go ahead.
Just so I remember what it looks like.
Like I said, I was just doing quick draw at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I says, it's gotta be round, but how do you do round? So I just went with a teepee.
you
But I
did
did
far
put my
better
little,
than I would have.
I put my little fence at the top and the light at the top.
Yeah.
No, it's very good, very nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely, much better than I can be.
right. I'm not your artist.
You're welcome.
Oh, she's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I have to admit, and I'm going to move this away from the mic, that I was sitting here looking and I'm thinking, Judy's shoes are very fuzzy. And then I realized they were Daisy's paws. I thought maybe he had slippers on, but you know, I forgot she was here.
She has her Valentine's collar on too. I wanted to wear it on a ponytail, but she wouldn't let me. Get down.
Okay, moving forward. Elena, come talk to us. come talk to us. Give us your name, because I don't know what the first part of the hyphen is.
Yelena Farioli, like ravioli, and Beaupre.
Okay.
2 Beaupre's on the board.
I know.
How?
Both
You're not connected in
hyphenated,
any
if
way.
you'll
If you
notice.
go
That's
to
where-
Beck,
Yeah.
it's a very common name. In fact, we have a church.
St. Anne de
St. Anne de
Beaupré.
The Church of the Beaupre's.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Anne de Beaupré.
Oh, really?
Oh, for heaven's sake. So tell us a little bit about you. I know you did a little bit last month, but we were so occupied with other things. Talk to us about why you want to join this motley crew.
Well, I was getting older, and I like doing everything in here. I've done exercise courses. I've done the food. Going to the special events. And, I guess when I hit 75, that's like okay, that's it. And now I can go backwards in my age. My mother used to drop her age every year in the town book until we were all illegitimate. So anyway, I just want to I understand the needs and the fears and the complications of getting older, and especially in these times that it's a little bit precarious. My sister, we're both divorced, so we live together in a 10-room house, so it's but I think I just really like the atmosphere. Since Sharon Rice has come, I feel like it's really fun, and you can talk to her. And I don't know. I used to belong to the board of I guess it was the Board of Trustees of the Wareham Library. That was at a time, I think I mentioned that we were in the Globe and everything. It was kind of like I never wanted to go in another board again.
Right.
Because I had family people calling, what are you doing in the Globe, and why are you stealing money? And
Yeah, that was a bad time.
yeah, it really was. I'm close to Hazel Tabor, and she was petrified because she had been widowed. Her son just died. And, it was, everybody was frightened. But it turned out very well. And
Do you come to the activities here?
yes, I
Yeah.
do the mostly the exercise, the guitar, when I had to get a new guitar, and let's see, a lot of different things.
Good.
Sometimes the gentlemen downstairs want me to learn pool, but, there's a limit here. I only do that for money. No. So anyway. So, yeah,
hustle me.
I just want to be with a group of people that, you talk to, I worked part-time at Walmart. I'm taking a reprieve. I can either go back, they really want me back because the kids don't work, or I can just be with,
So you would have the time during the week to, if we needed you
for
to
now,
come
yeah,
and work.
for now. I would like to work again. I have one new knee, and to do, it's better to move, let me just put it that way.
Because all of us are involved in at least one other thing
Yeah,
here.
uh-huh,
So you need to have some time clear
right,
to devote to the activities that are going on here, whether we want you to participate or run one,
okay,
depending upon what it is.
yeah.
But you'd have the time in your schedule to be able to do that.
Usually mornings, it depends
Yeah,
now
on
if
a
I had a
limited
morning
basis.
job. I only work like 3 days a week when I did work. So, it's just that I do have to keep moving or I'm going to need the other knee done.
Yeah.
Plus,
Okay.
I'm waiting for a cow valve.
Anybody have any questions for Yelena? No. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
How do we want to go to a vote? No, because we're not. Are we all here? No, we're not. Okay, next one. we're still working on signage for downstairs.
I redid the sign sheets, and we laminated them, and Debbie hung them up before she left. So there should be a directory near all the entrances, because people come in this building all different doorways.
Because as you come in downstairs, our usual stairway, there's one piece of paper on that post that says first floor this way, second floor that way, and that's all it says. There's nothing that says office upstairs, there's nothing.
There should be one near the mural, on that little wall that's,
That's what
the
I'm talking
mural goes
about,
on.
yeah, there's just this one piece of paper with the arrows.
Then somebody must have taken it down, and we can just
Okay.
put another one out.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
So we don't want to talk about getting an actual glass case.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing one for a floor directory. I don't want to do one for activities, because I feel like that's something,
No, I
that's
don't
an
think- yeah,
ongoing
yeah,
course that we'd
that's-
have to do.
That's somebody
Cost.
else's responsibility to keep it up, but I'd
Right,
like to have
right.
one that has the floors and the room numbers.
So I don't, yeah.
Is there a way we can get the room numbers straightened out in this
Yes, so that
building?
when we got our new building foreman, that was one thing I said to him immediately, is that,
Because there's two room 219s on two different floors.
right. And the
Hello?
floors should be numbered according to the floor they're on, just like a hotel,
Yeah.
right? So,
Right.
you know, room 200-something should be on that
Second floor.
So he agrees. The problem is that there's a lot of other systems that have to change, because, as I mentioned earlier, this isn't our building. So the school is using our building in April and May. We're gonna have them here during the day. So there's some kind of program that I don't have access to that has all these room numbers, and it means something. So if the school is reserving 228, that means a specific location. So it's not as easy as said and done.
Oh, okay.
So the other issue is, Justin actually would like to change the floors in the elevator, and I feel like that's not a good thing. But I don't know. I don't know how he would do that, because he'd have to change the light that's at the top, and he'd have to change all the buttons. And then when the doors open, there's the numbers that are on the outer edges of the walls, so you know what floor you're on. To me, it's easier to change plastic signs, but, so it is something I've talked to him about, because this building is hard to find anything.
It really is.
And I don't know why it was ever done this way, but there's a lot of things I question. I just gotta live with what I got, you know, so it is on the to-do list.
Would he object to us going forward then with some kind of metal glassed-in thing that at least had floor numbers on it?
Well, I'd have to
To
see
put
what
right
it
on
is
that
and where it would go and what it would look like and all that
Okay,
other stuff,
okay.
yeah.
So next time I need to come with pictures and dimensions and stuff?
Well, yeah, so as some of you, I'm going to back up. We are putting in a chairlift on the stairwell to get from the gym to the second floor, because sometimes the elevator goes out. And the only way, if that goes out and someone is mobility challenged and cannot, or not even mobility challenged, sometimes it's lungs and you can't get upstairs. The only way to take those folks out is through the fire department, which is a humiliation that I want no one to ever go through. So we're installing a chairlift, and that is going to impact that area, because it's got to go on the railings and it's got to have clearance and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like until I have to get 3 quotes, and I have to have them come in and all that stuff. So I would like to get rid of the mural. I do not like it at all. And put it smack dab right there. That's where the signage belongs. That's the first thing you see when you come in. And the mural is painted nicely, but it's a young girl, and it doesn't say COA. It doesn't say anything, I think, that contributes to who we are and what we do. So, so again, at this point, it's kind of like, I got to do things in a progressive order. And I have to spend the chairlift money by the end of March. So that's the priority.
Does that mean the bench would move as well?
It potentially will. We might have to get a smaller one. I just don't know yet because the chairlift people have to tell me
What they need for clearance?
for clearance and all that stuff. And also, I'm hoping we can do it because it's a pretty steep incline. So, and I don't have any knowledge on this stuff, so I really have to wait for the folks to come in. They do come in and they look at things and they measure things. And so can we temporarily table this conversation until I know a little bit more? And then we can come back to it. Right now, they're in the process, I don't know if you noticed that the second bracket for the TV is up, but because there's an overhang there, they couldn't attach the TV to the upper wall because it's soundproofing that is so brittle, everything would crumble.
Right.
And obviously, a TV is pretty heavy, so they needed it sturdy, so they put it under the overhang, so now they need a different kind of bracket to pull it out and then put it up. So everything moves slowly.
Did they get that squared away about the delay?
Sorry, did we get what squared away?
Somebody told me that one of the problems is that there's going to be a 3-second delay between when it shows up on this one and when it shows up on this one.
Yeah, no, that will be
That would
taken
be
care of.
Absolute chaos, yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have them facing both ways, right?
Right, so people can sit, we're growing so much.
Right.
And
They
we
can sit
need,
on both sides
so
of
the
the
week,
table.
you had 41 yesterday. Last week I counted 44. And it's awesome, but right now they can only sit on one side of the table,
Right.
which is silly.
Right.
So,
They'll be able to
let's-
sit on both sides.
both sides, and everybody can see, and they'll hear at the same time and whatever, but it just takes time because, everybody's short-staffed and
Well,
and there's
you
a lot
got
of
an
jobs.
Old building,
Yeah.
trying to do new stuff with an old building.
So hopefully that gets finished soon. We'll go from there.
Okay, the last thing I have on the agenda, ladies, you've got to pick an interim chair. We cannot keep doing pro tem from now until, when was her term up? In December of '24. The chair term is not the same as the fiscal year. Our fiscal year is the end of June every year. The chair and the secretary and the whatever else run from January 1st to December 31st. So as of this past January, Melissa still had another year to run.
Oh, yeah.
To next December. And we can't just keep doing pro tem from now until next December, at least not with this pro tem. So you people need to think about, certainly by the next meeting, we need to vote in an interim chair.
Can a new member be voted in?
Not really, there's supposed to be a year, but we're willing to waive that, I guess, if
So,
necessary.
One of the things that Judy Whiteside had said when she was here is that what this group thinks of as bylaws are actually not bylaws. So you really can, if the group votes in
Right.
someone, it's
Right.
probably not your first choice because it's somebody that hasn't had
Hasn't
time
done
to
it,
adjust to how things are done or whatever, but if that's
Okay.
if that's what the group chooses and someone's willing, that's new, like I think Daisy's raising her paw over there.
You go, Daisy.
I'll do it. Anyway, you need to come up with somebody by the March meeting. And their term will be until December of 2024. And then it's vote again for the next 2 years.
Now, why does our directory say the terms expire June 1st of
I don't,
this year?
I don't know, because that's.
That's your appointment as board
Oh,
members.
this is the appointment term.
Yes, and that's overseen by the select board. That's your
This
your
is
legal.
entirely different.
It's entirely different.
Uh-huh. This runs the same way as the town's year.
Okay.
Okay. But internally, we operate from first of the year to the end of the year.
See, it's difficult for a new person like myself. This is like the second meeting, so you really don't know, I'm just learning new things, so it would be difficult for me to take over a position like that. but-
Right, and I think that's the logic behind it.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But if you were gung-ho to do it, Judy, I don't think that you should be,
Held back.
excluded because you're new.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do it, is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. I think your challenge is going to be that no one wants it, and truly. And,
Well, somebody's going to have to think long and hard about it.
well, the other thing that you could do is a rotating pro tem. Every meeting, start with, I don't know, just keep going. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what the
that's- yeah,
solution
all
is.
right, that's a
Even
thought.
another suggestion would be like, okay, somebody like myself would say, okay, I'll do it. But then I'm going to be like all nervous and everything if I'm not going to be here. So maybe there should be like an assistant, or not necessarily assistant, but a partner,
Right, a co-chair.
a co-chair. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
we've
good
been
word.
around on that co-chair, and it's not in our,
Ability to do.
bylaws to have a co-chair.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't even be a permanent thing. It wouldn't be a permanent thing. It would be like just somebody that like, I can't be in, the backup will be so-and-so because knows that she can do that. You know what I'm saying? Just
Our
a person.
clerk's our backup. Generally, our clerk is our backup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you're right, if if you felt that you needed backup or help or whatever, yeah, then you go to.
Then you go to the
Then you
clerk.
go to Elaine, yeah.
Okay, I just wondered about that, okay.
I think if somebody's considering going to that position, they ought to know ahead of time what they're getting into. Is it just running a meeting, or are there other things involved in it?
So can I just give my 2 cents on this?
Yep.
I'll tell you what I want in a chair, and some chairs have been great at this and some have not been. But in my history of working in municipalities, the chair should be my partner. We should talk about things. Missy was great about this. We used to meet, we strategized, we had a common vision for where we want the COA to be. They do certainly run the meetings. Other than, I don't know, we talked for maybe a half hour. It wasn't anything really formal. We just talked when we could fit it in. And so, I knew what she was going to say, she knew what I was going to say. We knew what was going on. So that's what I'm looking for, is for someone to do that. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to do all the work. I don't expect you to, being the chair, you run the meeting. It doesn't commit you to anything other than that outside of this room. So it doesn't mean that you have to spend 10 hours at the COA, I don't know, bagging potatoes or whatever. It just means that, you kind of direct initiatives and try to get things moving forward on the same partnership line. I know the chair has been trying to do the agenda, which is, our agendas are usually pretty standard. The only thing that would change would be the meeting minutes dates, but I always thought that the agenda came through the clerk, not through the chair, but.
Now, do these have to be posted at the selectmen's and the
Yes.
town offices?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
does that?
I do.
Does the chairman? Oh, you do?
The clerk.
Yes,
Clerk.
the
The
clerk.
clerk? Okay.
I go over to the town hall, I give them, they copy it, and then I get my copy, and it's date stamped, so it proves that they received the agenda for this meeting.
Okay, so basically, the chairman is going to run the meetings.
Basically, the chairman what?
It's going to run the meetings
Oh, yeah,
and have
yeah.
meetings with you, just to,
Oh,
okay.
and pretty much everybody's responsible for the agenda. It's up to the chair to kind of poll the other members during the month. Anybody has a concern, then it needs to be talked with Sharon, and it needs to be decided, okay, that's something that really we need to talk about it, needs to go on the agenda. So the agenda's not the same every time. I mean, obviously, there's stuff on here that we didn't talk about last
Right.
month, and hopefully
Yeah.
other stuff next month.
But you don't need to spell it out, so you could just leave it under new business, and then when new business comes up, you talk about whatever it is. You don't have to put out,
With-
you know,
yeah, with-
logo
yeah,
or
with-
whatever.
with my
You
memory,
can,
It's gotta be written
but
down.
you don't have to, is my point. So the agenda could be, you know, it says acceptance of minutes from January 4th. Obviously, that would change every
Right.
agenda, because it would be the prior month's meetings. But old business, nothing. New business, nothing. And then you just talk about new business during that segment of the meeting.
Oh, okay. I thought it had to be a little more rigid than that, no. I mean,
No,
it never was, but, you know, we got in trouble for being a little lax.
But we're the only one that sees these.
No, they'll get posted.
No, it gets
No,
posted.
the minutes get posted.
And the agenda gets posted as well. The town clerk's office posts that. It has to be, legally, it has to be posted, otherwise a meeting is null and void. This is a public, open meeting law requires it. That's why it's got to be date stamped a certain number of, 48 hours before
Yeah,
the meeting is held. So both of those things are on the town's website somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, I used to walk it over to the town hall, like on Monday, if the meeting was on
They have
Thursday,
an
and
email
would-
address that you can send it to,
Yeah,
that
they
it
get a
just,
little upset if you bring it in by hand now. They want you to email it.
well, everybody's so shorthanded.
Yeah.
It means they have to stop what they're doing, and it's really hard. I can tell you that, you know, people don't appreciate the fact that, yes, I'd love to sit and talk, but, yeah, it's hard. I can't do everything, you know, and so,
But there is a.
I've
there is
never
a-
brought the agenda over. I only bring the meetings.
the minutes.
The minutes.
So was this not posted today?
Oh,
It was, thank you,
It was
okay.
due to-
So legally, it has to be.
Okay.
And I don't know. so
Are you posting it, Nicole?
No, someone else has. I know this was posted because I checked on the website. So
Oh,
this
okay.
was posted on the website.
Well, see, that's,
Sharon Frank did it.
Sharon?
Okay. You got it to the town clerk's office? Okay.
thank you, Sharon. I didn't know I was supposed to do that.
Well, you were out. You were out, so I just went ahead and did it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So, I mean, I've done it just because I have.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just kept doing it. And I know that you were not available. But going forward, whoever takes this job needs to sit down with Sharon and decide what needs to be handled at the next meeting. And then it needs to be done up, listed, whatever. And then it needs to be emailed into
It's the town clerk's office.
meetings@wareham.ma.us. And then they will confirm that they've received it, because we did this one time and they did not confirm and we could not have a meeting. And that was their mix-up, not ours. So you need to be sure that you get a confirmation that they did in fact receive it and posted it. And then it will show up on that. You can always then check the town website and make sure that we are in fact posted at least 48 hours before the meeting. I think I did.
And what'd you say the address email was?
It's meetings@wareham.ma.us. But we can talk about that
All right.
later, yeah.
Right now, there's a lot of ambiguity here. It's whoever they decide to assign it. So
at
Celine was
any
asking
rate,
whose responsibility it is to get the agenda over there. And it seems to be kind of fluid. The problem is, we've had a lot of chair changes here, so.
Quite a few.
So,
They've had changes here, they've had changes over there.
Yep.
You know, there, it's a revolving door at the moment, so. But pretty much what they would like to have done is, prior to 48 hours before our meeting, they would like to get an email from meetings at whatever, from us, just, here's the agenda for the whatever meeting, please post. You send it to them, they take care of posting it on the town website and all the rest of it, and they confirm to you that it was in fact posted. You go look on the computer, Yeah, it's there. We're done. We're clear. You make the copies, hand them out, and we're ready to go. So it's not as complicated as it used to be.
Okay, now Sharon,
Yes.
you said the old business, just write old business?
Well, and whoever wants to take this on, so you have to remember, I'm not a member of the board.
Right, I realize that.
Old business is sufficient. If you want to spell it out, you can. So Sharon or whoever did this put logo. You can
Okay.
do that, but it's not required.
All right. In the same way for new business, that's not required. Okay.
And if the board members have anything that they want to say, it's under board members update. You don't have to like announce in ahead of time, this is what I want to talk about.
Right.
Directors report the same thing. I just kind of think about what's going on and then do it that way, but
So it would be the job of the person running this meeting to, in the course of the month, to check in on each of the board members to see if they had something important that they wanted to put in there?
you could, but I don't think it's necessary. So, I mean, that's why, like, Sharon went around to each of you. So if anybody, I don't know, if Celine had a concern, she could raise it during that part of the
board member
meeting
update,
without
yeah.
having to say in advance, I want to talk about the number of people that come into the COA office. You know, whatever it might
Now,
be.
if it's a big issue that, you know, that needs to be discussed and worked on and
Or
voted on
prepared
and
for.
part of that,
Yeah.
then that's new business.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's board member update, yeah,
All right,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah, and if it's anything that you
Pretty
need
fluid.
people to come to the meeting prepared to talk about, you know, we were working on that age-friendly initiative, for example, so if that's something that people were each going to take a little chunk of, and so if they had to do an update, they would need to be prepared to bring something or talk about it, that kind of thing.
Oh, I
And
did
that's
have-
kind of fallen by the wayside, too.
I did have one other thing.
What?
I didn't hear what she said either.
I did have one other thing. Celine and I had a conversation, this was some time ago, about those red folders. The bylaws that you have, and the fact that they need to be updated and it was never completed. Jody had done a lot of work on it, but it had never been formally
Submitted.
finished and then submitted to the state and whoever. So Celine had said that she would be willing to do some research and start getting us up to speed to where we should be. Celine, is that you still feel that you're going to have time to do that?
Yeah.
Now that you're working on the desk?
Well, the working on the desk won't be forever. I think I've got 3 or 4 more weeks.
Oh, okay.
On the phone, you mean? Yeah, the
Yeah.
desk.
So just to be clear, that those are not bylaws, those are policies. Judy Whiteside was very clear. The only,
Oh, okay.
the town has bylaws, the departments have policies.
okay.
They do not go to the state, they do not, they are decided, I would say they are recommended by the board, but everything needs to come through me to be approved or not. But they don't have to go anywhere
Okay.
other than this building, because they're policies.
Okay.
I am working on policies, behavioral policies. And it's, again, everything is on hold right now, but things like, and every COA has these, things like you must be continent to be here. We don't provide you with medication. We don't watch you. So I had someone call me today who has a mentally challenged sister who, I can't remember the official diagnosis, but he wanted to just bring her here and leave, and we don't do that. We don't watch people, like we no longer have adult daycare here. So you have to be able to control yourself, take care of yourself. There are some special things I want to add about exploitation, because there are some people that come here to try to sell their business or sell something. And that's not allowed either. So, you know, there's,
We can't sell our friendship?
what?
Our friendship?
You can sell your friendship, but you can't sell your travel business. You can't come here to make friends with people and say, hey, I got a trip that I'm running, how would you, you know, that's not how it works. You know, like, there's,
Let's understand
people have
that.
agendas, and, you know, this is meant to be a place to come and have fun,
Yep.
or do exercise or whatever. Notice that fun and exercise are two separate things, in my book anyway. So, you know, it's not, nobody should be trying to sell you something, you know what I mean?
Right,
So, except for the Friends of the Wareham COA memberships.
right.
To answer your question, yes, I will review them and talk to Sharon about them.
Okay, okay, thank you.
There's quite a few pages. I started reading them, and, okay, I'll wait.
So I would actually suggest that you maybe make copies and share here first, and see, you know, get everybody's input on
Yeah.
what the group thinks they should be.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that was what you guys were working on when I first got here, and it was a lot of legalese. And maybe now that you're looking at them as policies versus bylaws, they could be made a little bit more reader-friendly, and also maybe you want to add some other things, or maybe get rid of some. Like, you don't have to jump through.
Yeah, well, some of it
State hoops
some of it
anymore.
was just a matter of wording.
Right, right.
It was bringing the wording up to 2024. So it was, you know.
I think it was 2007 that it was last reviewed.
Yeah.
So some of it just needed to be updated to include where we are now. You know, we didn't
Right.
really change anything, it just was a matter of rewording. But it's one of those things that needs to be done, and we keep forgetting to bring it along and take care of it, so.
Can we get a copy of these?
I was just going to say, could I have a fresh copy, because she had notes all over the place, and it's
That's
difficult
all
to.
we have.
That's all they
Oh,
got.
you have them, Lynn?
Oh, you have
Yeah,
them?
but they're all with the notes on them.
Okay.
I don't know that if
There
I
must
have
be a
the
website
info,
somewhere.
because I kind of came in,
Yeah.
oh, here they are. Mine actually have even more.
Yep.
But you're welcome to take copies of it.
I've got one without markings.
You do?
There's some
Wow.
underlining, but, yeah. And I have some with highlighting. Huh.
Talk with someone about it, and see what she thinks.
And thank you to whoever did this very nice.
Nicole?
Nicole.
Very nice. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, was this the newest one? Did you toss out the one I gave you?
There'll be another new one once I
Yeah,
add
this
the
is
link.
much better.
You're right.
Yeah, I sent one over to, Sharon had asked me if I had one, and I had, I think, last month's copy of this, and I've got phone numbers written all, I don't even know if she could read what it was. I gave it to whoever was on the desk and said, this is the best I can do. This is certainly a whole lot better.
You know what else might be helpful too, is if some folks prefer not to be emailed, like, I know not everybody likes email, it would be good to know that, you know. Like, I don't ever email you, but I always text you. I'm looking at Janet,
All right,
but,
yeah, the only thing, I don't have text.
yes, so Sharon Frank never texts.
Yeah, right, it's email or nothing, yeah.
But if you check email and you're okay with that, it's.
Yeah, I
doesn't
check
matter.
my email all day, so. All right, that's good to have. That's good to have. Thank you, Nicole. All right, anything else?
Janet,
Anything,
can I keep this and make copies?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get it
anything
back to you.
within the citizens' participation? We have gotten down to that point. Do we have any citizens' participation? I think that's it. Somebody want to,
I make a motion that we adjourn our meeting.
Second
I
it?
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No? We
And
are
I do have the rest of this
adjourned
letter from Nicole, if anyone would like to read it,
at
putting her on the spot.
11:00
Your
something.
contact information here is